What the hell? Where am I? Who am I? This isn't my voice. Oh no, Slasher, it's worse than I thought. Guru, what the hell is going on? It appears the opening to my Rodan review was bought by a foreign power and dubbed into overtly racist accents. But what is all this? It appears they spliced stock footage in to make it look like their country had more to do with the review than it actually did. Those crummy bastards! I will slash them! No, slashing won't work. There's only one solution. What is that? I must start the review.
Rodan! Thundering out of unknown skies, the supersonic hell creature no weapon could destroy. And apparently no artist could depict either, because this shit isn't remotely close. Anyway, Rodan, aka Radon in Japan, is a 1956 kaiju film produced by Toho Studios in wake of Gojira's monstrous success. It is not only notable as their first non-Godzilla kaiju film, it was also their first to be made in color. And it then did so damn well in Japan, it got purchased the very next year by the King brothers for a prestigious United States release. However, like most kaiju dubs, their Americanized version would make a lot of unnecessary changes that would lead to a far lesser film than was originally intended. So naturally, that's the version we'll talk about today. So without further ado, let's spread our supersonic wings and get ready to sweep this city off its collective feet. For this week's Pterosaur terror is none other than Rodan. Man, not even Rodan can get high enough for this title sequence. Following that, though, we get some atomic stock footage that was clearly added to the American release, because apparently opening a Japanese movie with Japanese people might confuse us silly Americans. Who knew?
Strategy teams composed of the finest military and scientific minds are finalizing their plans for Mission Gigantic.
Mission Gigantic? Do you want giant monsters? 'Cause, that's how you get giant monsters. This is kind of like the opening to the Hills Have Eyes remake, except replaced more and more by Webb Pierce with the most unnecessary exposition ever.
Buildings disintegrate. Concrete is reduced to powder. Steel vaporizes.
Clearly, this is a fabrication by the globalists to convince you that steel can vaporize. 9/11 was an inside job, and so was Hiroshima.
Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, man made bomb, man tests bomb, and then man cheats at live-action Battleship. Oh wait, we got an actual movie to watch, don't we?
These are the green volcanic mountains of Kyushu.
It was at this point I realized the movie had two voiceovers added to the US release. A revelation which left me both confused and angry.
Do you mind? I am trying to express my frustration with this movie's shitty dub.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were a little bitch.
Man, George Takei, the voiceover guy, is mean in my videos.
The new voiceover explains that our story begins in the mining town of Kitamatsu, where tensions are high amongst the miners for unknown and mysterious reasons. These tensions directly lead to a fight between Yoshi and Goro, but it's not exactly the Super Smash Bros. Vs. Mortal Kombat crossover we all hoped it'd be.
Yoshi, this is the third time this month.
But boss, he said Mortal Kombat 4 was better than Yoshi's story.
He said what? Fuck 'em up, boys!
The narrator, or at least the second narrator, turns out to be our protagonist, Shigeru. Shigeru is the mine safety engineer, but I don't think he's very good at his job, because apparently they've mined so deep, the mines themselves have become structurally unstable. Also, they're flooding now, and if that doesn't dock his pay, I don't know what would.
Shaft 8 at the far end. You come along too. All right, yes, sir.
Shaft 8? But we're just finally getting Shaft 2! Even though it's technically Shaft 5, and it's also the third movie called Shaft. And if you think that's confusing, wait till I tell you about the upcoming Halloween 2. During the investigation of Shaft 8, Shigeru comes across Yoshi's dead body. And while at first it appears he just drowned, his death turns out to be far more brutal.
Even in death, there was a look of horror on his face, as if in those last moments he had seen something dreadful and terrible beyond words.
Yeah, Roland Emmerich's Godzilla can have that effect on people. In actuality, Yoshi was viciously attacked by some sort of animal. Not that you could tell that from his completely pristine corpse here. Don't worry though, if you didn't catch that fact right away, the movie is sure to explain it to you over and over and over again.
He's almost hacked to pieces. He had been killed. More than killed, he had been slaughtered like an animal.
I don't know what weapon could cause such ugly wounds.
This is hands down the worst part of the movie, and the worst part about that is, it's not even the movie's fault. It's the shitty-ass dubs.
Unfortunately, as news of Yoshi's death spreads, so too do the rumors of Goro's possible involvement in his murder. Shigeru ain't having none of that shit, though.
Goro did it. Till it is proved, you'll say no more about it. It's easy enough to understand you, Shigeru. You're in love with his sister, Kyo.
Actually, yeah, that is a pretty big conflict of interest.
And speaking of Goro's sister Caillou, Shigeru tries to comfort her, but it turns out he's not very good at that too. Come to think of it, for a couple that's supposed to be in love, why does she look at him as if she's about to tell him her dog ate her homework?
Whatever anyone else may say, I know Goro is no killer.
Really? Because that ain't what it says on his Persona 5 wiki. Speaking of killing, back in the mines, more bodies pile up as a mysterious creature picks off Goro's rescue crew one by one. Run, man, run! Japanese Harry Warden's coming and he's aggressively squeezing a chew toy. Joking aside, the suspense is off the charts here. Though I do wonder, what is killing people?
Wait.
There is no word to describe them.
Yeah, checks out.
So yeah, and a pleasant surprise, Rodan hits us with a monster twofer. And in case you were wondering, this earwig-looking motherfucker is a Mega Nulon, a monster that only appeared in 2 Toho productions in total. Unfortunately for the Kitamatsu mines though, they got an infestation of the fuckers. Wait, is that a hammer? What are these things, commie lice? Up with the proletary ants, comrade.
No wait, I get it! They're carpenter ants!
Shigeru calls for the town guards, and the movie finally gets on track. Unfortunately, if you've seen any other kaiju flick, you'd know not to expect much from Japan's finest. I mean, talk about Empire of the Cants. Ragdoll, killing in a movie. Hot ant, daddy's little kaiju.
As I thought, all the killings had been done by that monster.
No shit, Sherlock!
Aha, the cavalry has finally arrived. Pay no mind to the fact, though, that they're clearly just the same group of extras, just in military uniforms now. Oh shit, they found Goro's body! Scorpion, you son of a bitch! He had a family! Unfortunately, the military proves just as useless as the guards did, and so it falls upon Shigeru to mine for victory. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Boom, bitch!
You killed it, Shigeru. Come on, I've got to get Goro's body.
Do you really, though?
Unfortunately, Shigeru's heart gets the better of him, and he ends up being cornered by another monster while the cave collapses around him, metaphorically killed by his own incompetence.
A minor inconvenience, really.
No, seriously, I'm not even joking with that pun. Because a couple scenes later, the island's volcano causes an earthquake that opens up a crater, allowing Shigeru to escape the cave. Unfortunately for him, however, he lost all his memories in the process.
Shigeru-san, surely you know me. You must.
Yeah, remember? My dog ate my homework. My dog ate my homework, Shigeru-san!
Man, Rorschach tests were really fucked in the 50s.
Remember? You killed it in the mines.
Sorry, Doc, all I see is a penis.
Alright, let's see what Professor Monster Expert has to say. After all, every kaiju film has at least one, often played by the same actor, no less.
The monster that came from the mine is actually a species of prehistoric insect that once roamed the earth.
No shit, Sherlock.
Anyway, wasn't this supposed to be a Rodan movie?
An unidentified object has just crossed my course at supersonic speed.
Can you identify the flying object?
I don't know. Kinda looks like a plane to me.
Clearly, it's the Japanese government, spreading chemicals in the air to turn the Baragons gay. I see a backwards G, which can only stand for globalists taking the world backwards through history. This is their plan, people.
Highway to the danger zone. It's coming at me! Oh no! Ah!
He died as he lived. In the danger zone! It's like I'm stroking the world's fattest cock. This is my life now. Well, that got depressing.
Actually, this scene is really interesting because it turns out the writer based it on Captain Thomas F. Mantell. It turns out Thomas was a fighter pilot who famously died in a plane crash while pursuing an alleged UFO, which is quite possibly the weirdest factoid I've ever included on this show, and that's saying a lot.
The entire Pacific area is alarmed by this supersonic maniac that is attacking anything that flies.
And recent reports reveal he wants to make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Oh, oh, oh.
The quote-unquote UFO is sighted across Japan, and the Japanese Air Force can't do shit. On top of that, there are also reports that the volcano is about to erupt, which of course makes it the hottest honeymoon destination in town.
Are you taking a picture of me or the volcano?
Well, honey, the volcano is hotter.
Sadly, the first squabble of their married life is cut short when the quote-unquote UFO abducts them.
From the position of the camera and the shoe, it looks as though they might have been running from something that was strong enough to carry both of them away.
Damn, with detective skills like that, they should have had him solve Yoshi's murder.
From the position of his body and the way his arms are outstretched, it is clear he was killed by an oversized termite.
Shigeru watches the hatching of 2 bird eggs in a last-ditch effort to regain his memories, and it's surprisingly effective.
Proving that even in 1956, it was still possible to have a nom-flashback.
There I was, surrounded by Charlie, when all of a sudden I got the strangest craving for an omelet. Well, at least now I know what happens 9 months after that pterodactyl porn I saw once.
What? Who hasn't jerked off to a dinosaur before? Come on, you fucking prudes! Live a little! The dinosaurs sure didn't.
Oh, so the little bug fuckers are actually Rodan's breakfast. That's actually a really good way of establishing just how much more dangerous your main monster is from your tiny little sub-monsters. Well done, movie. I actually applaud that. Anyway, back in the present, Shigeru informs the scientist of what he saw in the cave, which of course means it's time to head back into the caves to find what remains of the eggs.
The shaft of mine number 8 led to the cavern where I believed I had seen that monstrous egg break open.
For fuck's sake, you don't need to tell us the cavern entrance is in Shaft 8 when you already showed us that earlier in the movie. Come on, people, stop wasting our time.
I had forgotten
about the voiceovers when they suddenly returned. Twice as long, twice as pointless, and 3 times as agonizing.
Oh, quit your whining. At least you know what the characters are doing.
It's obvious what the characters are doing, given the fact they're already doing it.
Kind of how, like, it's obvious you're still a little bitch. Yeah, that's right. Take it like the bottom bitch you are. Oh my.
I could remember the smell of the thing. A cool and evil smell that sent your flesh crawling.
The fuck does evil smell like?
So after a really long spelunking expedition, they finally find a piece of Rodan's egg, which then magically grows twice as big when they get it back to the lab.
It's eggshell, all right. And the microscope shows it's reptilian.
I knew it! Reptilicus versus Rodan confirmed! A showdown of prehistoric proportions.
Now, according to our electronic computer,
as opposed to our hydraulic computer,
its weight is over 100 tons.
Translation, bitch be thick. With, 2 C's. 1 for each cunt.
The scientists theorized that Rodan's egg was preserved for millennia after an ancient eruption, and that the reason it hatched now is because atomic testing fractured the Earth, allowing warm water into the Earth, which then in turn warmed the egg.
That also explains the giant insects.
How?
Anyway, the combined efforts of the military and the scientists eventually discover Rodan's nest. Ooh, right inside the volcano's vagina, too.
I mean, can you blame them? It's warm in there.
Prepare the Megadouche. Remember, kids, always color correct your footage before use. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck that mountain up. Blow that shit up like it's Instagram. Wait, who brings spectators to a military operation? That's just asking for trouble. Also, I think we're forgetting about the active, totally about to explode volcano over here. Maybe we shouldn't be blowing shit up willy-nilly? I'm just saying.
Look at that wing spread!
Considering later in the movie Rodan's flybys literally knocked down buildings, yeah, these dudes should be dead. But wait, what's this? Why are they repeating the same footage only flipped around? I ask as if I don't already know the answer to the question.
It has a mate!
Wait, there's 2 Rodans now? Aw, shit. We might get some of that pterodactyl porn yet. It turns out, though, in the Japanese cut of the movie, they don't reveal the second Rodan until much later, which is the real reason why this scene is so awkwardly edited, so, there you go. Man, is it just me, or is Rodan's supersonic power causing the film quality to degrade? Also, they never seem to flap their wings, which just makes me wonder if they're gas-propelled like the ass blasters from Tremors. Well, either that or they're God's most awkward marionettes, which is clearly the logical answer. I joke, but I actually really love the effects in this movie, in particular, the destruction that's about to come. 2 words, wind machines. Yeah, board those windows. That's definitely gonna save your shops when the buildings crumble on top of them. Hell, even these douchebags with the binoculars have a better chance at surviving. What I love about this sequence, though, is that Rodan doesn't even have to try. One of them fucks off to take a swim while the other just sits there burping. Oh, so that's what evil smells like. Burnt ramen and dead children and old sushi. Hiroshima! Riffing aside, my favorite part of any kaiju flick is when they start busting out the model kits and start fucking around with fireworks. That's honestly what makes these movies so fun and why so many kids become kaiju fans to begin with. Wait, what's that? Gamera? Aw, shit! Oh wait, nope. It just says camera. False alarm.
The Rodans did this? No shit.
Actually, considering Godzilla attacked Japan twice before, that's a fair question.
They've left 2 cities burning.
Did they, though? 'Cause I only counted 1. I mean, they fuck it up enough, it might as well be 2 cities, but still. Maybe something was lost in translation here. Anyway, the Rodans leave the city in shambles and then sink into hibernation for weeks on end.
After they gorge on food, human or otherwise, they'll hibernate a long, long time.
Or at least until King Ghidorah shows up and Godzilla needs a tag team partner. Foreshadowing. The military concocts a plan to destroy the Rodans by blowing up the Ness so the volcano collapses in on them, which I kind of feel like they already tried earlier with their unintentionally bad aim, but whatever. Second time's the charm. Oh shit, I completely forgot about the romance subplot, my bad.
I want to be with you because I love you.
I love you.
And baby, I already knew about the dog and the homework. I always knew.
Oh, Shigeru!
In retrospect, filming Cars 4 practically was not the best decision on Disney's part. Also, this remake of Bottle Rocket is a little on the nose, don't you think? Hey, you can't fool me. Those aren't 2 nests, that's just the same one with the image flipped. Cheap-ass bastards trying to trick me with trick photography, even though that's the whole point of filmmaking. Wait, is that model on fire? Oh my god, it is! That's amazing!
Shall we open up on the south exit, sir?
Yeah, that's right, shove it up their ass! For the first time in kaiju movie history, though, the military's plan goes off without a hitch. The cave collapses and the volcano explodes. The Rodans then try to escape, but the heat and the fumes prove way too much for them. And then something genuinely beautiful happens.
And when, still calling to each other, one of them fell at last into the molten lava stream, the other still refused to save itself.
It was love that killed the beast. Oh god. It's so beautiful. Why, Rodan? Why'd you have to leave us? I wasn't done jerking it yet.
Look, there's 2 types of people. People who look at pterodactyl porn and people that lie about it. But I wasn't looking at pterodactyl porn on my phone. Wait.
Unfortunately, Shigeru's voiceover then goes on for fucking ever, though, and almost ruins the beauty of the ending.
I wondered whether I, a 20th century man, could ever hope to die as well.
Don't worry, Mothra and Ghidorah will be in town soon, so there'll be plenty of time for you to die yet.
Rodan's easy to make fun of, but it's actually a pretty good flick. It's basically Gojira without the social commentary, a mean, fast-paced kaiju flick with some of the best destruction that Toho ever produced. Someone over there clearly got their money's worth out of that wind machine anyway. Every issue I have with it, though, comes right down to the dub. The voiceovers are overlong, the additional footage is unnecessary. That said, the dub does include voice work by both George Takei and Paul Frees, so at least it's got that going for it. Both of them are awesome. Anyway, the point is, as per usual, I dig Rodan despite its flaws. So if you're looking for a kaiju flick to watch in anticipation of Godzilla King of the Monsters, then you should look no further than the original Rodan. Or at least you should use it to start your marathon of Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidra. Not that I'm hinting at movies I'm going to be reviewing soon. No, can't possibly be doing that.
Did it work? No, there's one last thing to do. What is that? We must walk off screen.
Woohoo!
Pull up a chair, deep in the crib, from a blood red chalice, you must take a sip. Sit right back for a flick, see gore and entrails and slimy ink. Welcome, you gore hound, the beating, dripping ooze.
So what are you going to do now?
Be a little bitch.
That's right. Now go get me a sandwich. And don't skim on the mayo. I love the mayo.
Last time I watched Star Trek on a Coke binge, I tell you that.
Okay, now that he's gone, let me tell you about my favorite movie. Godzilla Raids Again.
To the layer of the horror guru.